I'm sorry, but if any other spiritualists, any other voodoo practitioners, any other people who are heavy into the spiritual community and very big on your knowledge, if y'all could give me some information or your thoughts on this, duet this, stitch this, I just needs to know. Because she did not stay on this topic right here. She went right past this, and this caught my eye. This caught my eye.
Okay, I'm here, present and accounted for. I had 4 of my community members tag me in this video. Get ready to listen to a lot of what I'm going to say with an open mind, with the hopes of you understanding this whole process a lot better. It's going to be a long video, which I'll also be uploading to my YouTube channel. But get out your pen and paper and your cup. We're going to be flipping back and forth from her video to my comments of each topic she talks about. But I want you to be able to click the comment right here. I'm going to leave it right here for a second so that you can go back and listen to her video in its entirety.
Now, I've been getting my thoughts together about this, but when I seen this, y'all, I've seen this, and this particularly took my attention right here. The beautiful creator said that we had to drink from a well. The well would cause us memory loss because we were so violent. We were so against what was going on that they had to make us drink from this well, which made us docile and forget. Keyword forget who we were.
The well that she's speaking of is called the Attenuation Well. And since I'm still working on my Yoruba, I can't pronounce this word, but this is the island that is located on. The Attenuation Well is an ancient water well that's located on the slave route that led to the point of no return, or some people call it the gate of no return. At one point in history, the local rulers would take captives and then they would give them to the Europeans to go through this whole process. So at the point of no return, or the gate of no return, that was the last time the captives' feet would touch African soil. So what was said was that the local doctors and the local practitioners got with the Europeans in order to add certain herbs into that well where the captives will actually drink before they go on this, I guess you say, route. So the Europeans made the captives drink from this well so that they could forget, so that they cannot be as rebellious. But it was the beginning of a process, and you can actually say it was a ritual. After they drank from this well, they had to say this incantation. This incantation, I really truly believe, they made the captives say it because they knew that the captives were very connected to their culture, very connected to the land. They were the land and had a very rich history and a very old bloodline, a bloodline that was strong, a bloodline that was hard to break. And they honestly, I think they felt that if they took the captives off the island without going through this process, that as soon as their bodies left Mother Africa, Mother Alkebulan, that their souls would be detached and they wouldn't survive the trip. So I believe because they said it's incantation, their bodies and spirits were able to leave the motherland together. Also because they drink from the Attenuation Well, as they said that incantation, their body and spirit is bounded together. So when they leave Mother Alkebulan, both will leave at the same time.
Now, a lot of Black people are starting to get very spiritual. We're starting to get very back home to our land. You get me? But my thing is this. This don't catch y'all eye. We had to say this after we drunk a potion.
So to kind of give you a visual, the captives drink from the Attenuation Well to make them disoriented. They said the incantation so that their body and spirit would be bound together. On that slave route, they had to go to the point of no return, the gate of no return, which is like 2 pillars. It looks like this right here, and it's 2 pillars coming together. And what really caught my eye about this is that it looks like a portal. It looks very much like a portal. Did y'all catch that, or am I just tripping? So the people that's slow to catch on are some people that can't believe what I just said. Let's repeat it again. You drink from the well, a potion per se. You say an incantation and you walk through a portal.
Is this the curse?
I think it's the very beginning of a very unfortunate thing that happened to our people. So short answer, yes.
What happens if we say it backwards or say it the exact opposite of the meaning it was supposed to be, all on the same day, all together? Regardless, I've been saying it in a way that meant the opposite. just because I feel genuinely that it would release the souls and let them return back home, because that's what the promise was made.
I don't think we even need to say it. I think the biggest thing is understanding this whole process and unshackling ourselves from it. I honestly think that by having this conversation, by tapping into our ancient ways of spirituality that our ancestors practice, it's going to help unlock this curse. But it's going to take each of us one at a time to realize who we are collectively, so that all of us can ascend to a collective consciousness. Unfortunately, there are a lot of things that still hold our people captive, mentally and physically, and they will have to break those generational curses and ascend into a higher self-awareness in order to realize what's happening right in front of them. The attenuation started at that well, but it has continued throughout centuries in different forms. And as we grow into the future, it changes and shifts. Like for today, the media is a part of attenuation. Religion is a part of attenuation. What people say as far as like social norms and westernized views, those are very well a part of attenuation. Supremacy is a part of attenuation. And now what's really bad about the whole thing is that at one time, all of these things target black people, and then it started attacking black and brown people. Now everybody is part of this attenuation.
A potion we drank, an elixir we drank that made us forget who we are and then right before we get on the boats. We had to say this right here. Make it make sense. What is real witchcraft? They've been doing it.
They've been doing it. They have done it. And they're still continuing to do it today.
They know it. This really is the curse that we are. This is a curse. This is a curse.
The curse is submitting to westernized views. The curse is submitting to organized religion. And when it comes to organized religion, my people have to realize that this is not our original practice, that it was forced down our throats along with the Bible and one of the other gifts that they gave us when our ancestors touched this soil, and that was a whip. You take a people from their native land, when you take their native tongue away, when you take their culture away, when you take their beliefs away, and you give them something else to practice, they will never be able to operate at full efficiency. They will never be free. Elder told me this story, and I want to pass it down to you all. Once upon a time, in a circus, elephants were shackled by the ankle, and a stake was driven into the ground. When they were very young, they would pull and tug at that chain, and that chain would not break. Each and every day, that baby elephant lost its will to try to break that chain, and it succumbed to its fate. As that baby elephant grew, its shackles grew as well, but also its strength grew at the same time. But because that baby elephant, that is now an adolescent elephant, remembers that it could not break that chain when it was little, it stops trying. Before you know it, that adolescent elephant is now an adult elephant that is perfectly capable of breaking that chain and ripping that stake out of the ground. But because it remembers as a baby elephant that it could not do it, it does not try. My ADOS family, our ancestors were the baby elephants, and we're now the adult elephants. And a lot of us are not trying to break those same chains, and we're perfectly capable of doing it. Because many of our people are still shackled to the many things that this crazy system has created to continue the bonds of attenuation. It is up to us one by one to release what held us captive, to try to get out of this cycle of attenuation, to stop practicing our oppressors' religion that was created for them, created to control us. Because it's not ours to practice, it's theirs. We have to get back to our roots. We have to get back to what our ancestors lost. We have to break those bonds. We have to get out of this cycle. The powers that be and our oppressors are very afraid of us waking up. And they have every reason to be. Which is why they've gone through so many extremes to say that our old culture and practices are demonic. And they demonize it.
And I genuinely feel like it's breaking. But this is part of the knowledge that needs to be spread out for us to break it. Y'all give me y'all thoughts and opinions on it, though.